Hello, this is Vaidya Priyanka. Come and join me on a journey of fabulous eating, cooking, experiments, spices, and all things absolutely delightful for you, your family, all your loved ones, with us on AUMcuisine. Namaskaram and welcome to another episode of AUMcuisine, authentic, universal, meditative. I'm going to be making a good old South Indian favorite, the good old sambar that goes well with so many of our breakfast delicacies. Can also be used for lunch or dinner, but a really different twist on it. Absolutely healthy. So let's get on with making it. It has a lot of ingredients, but it's one awesome dish and it's totally worth your effort, time, and help. So I have a really hot pan. It's a scan pan right here. And I'm going to be putting in a teeny weeny bit of coconut oil. And in that coconut oil, I'm going to be throwing in some green chili. And some shredded coconut. So I'm going to be putting this into our little brew machine and grinding it up and make it into a little paste. I want to do this ahead of time and be ready. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a big glass bowl just so you guys can see me making the sambar. And I'm going to do something wonderful right here. To start with, we have a really hot pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting in some coconut oil right at the base. And then I'm going to be putting in some mustard seeds. Black mustard, to not get yellow mustard. Then I'm going to be putting a little bit of fenugreek seeds. The splatter of these seeds are a big part of our culinary fare. You just know that some activity is going on in the kitchen. I'm going to be putting in one red chili. And while that tempers, I'm going to be adding some curry leaves. With that, I'm going to be adding some white onions. And then a teeny weeny bit of ginger paste. I just love the fragrance coming out of this pot right now. It's so beautiful. And then I'm going to be adding in 2 cut up red tomatoes. And allow that to soften just a teeny weeny bit. And what I'm going to add is the base of what is going to be the sambar, which is a tur dal. Tur dal is otherwise called pigeon peas, and it's cooked ahead of time with a little bit of water. You can make it into a mashy paste. Smells good already. So what I'm going to be adding there is a pinch of chili powder, 2 pinches of turmeric, 1 pinch of asafoetida, and then to this I'm going to be adding a pitcher of water. Traditionally with sambar, we use all different types of vegetables. But this particular vegetable, called mullangi in Tamil, or daikon, or just a plain old white radish, is really, really good. And it's one of my favorite vegetables that goes into a sambar. So I'm just going to be adding that through. And as that cooks, it's time for me to add two very important ingredients. One is a paste that we've done of the coconut and the green chili. And then we are going to be adding a very important ingredient, which is the sambar powder. Every family in India usually has their own recipe for sambar powder, but you can always find sambar powder in an Indian store, or ask your Indian friends. I'm sure their mama, their grandmama, their aunt would definitely have some sambar powder to spare. A really, really big tablespoon goes in very, very well. This almost like changes the color very beautifully of the sambar. Then there are a few more things that I would like to add at this juncture, which is a really, really heavy hand of cilantro leaves. And then I'm going to make a paste. What I have here is fish tamarind. Fish tamarind is very different from the regular tamarind. First of all, putting the regular tamarind puli is really harmful. It kind of like demineralizes, and I don't really want to demineralize bones at all. So my healthy version of my sambar has fish tamarind, otherwise called kokum. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of the water right through there, and I'm going to grind the rest in my brew machine while I allow this sambar to simmer. That really smells good. I'm not even a fan of sambar, I must tell you. I have enough South Indian in me, but not a sambar favorite. But the tasty version of this I could consume as a lentil soup, definitely as a side dish to some lovely South Indian breakfast. So here I have the kokum puree. I'm going to put 3 big teaspoons of it straight into the sambar. I think I'll just put a lid on it and give it about 6 to 7 minutes and allow it to simmer. It really does smell like the real sambar. So this is the time where I add 3 ingredients. I put 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, a pinch of asafoetida, some more cilantro, a teeny weeny few drops of lime juice, and salt to taste. It's time to do a taste test. I don't have any idlis handy, dosas, nothing, but I do have some cooked quinoa. So I want to see how this delectable dish is going to be to my taste buds. So it's time to plate, and what I normally do is I put a squeeze of lime, put it all through, and then some coconut oil and a pinch of asafoetida, otherwise called hing in Indian speak. So what we have to do is just put and create an absolutely beautiful form of quinoa, and over that create a little indentation in the center so you can infuse a lot of the sambar to go through. So this is just the liquid part of the sambar, and you want that to go through as much as possible. A few slices there. That's it. So we're going to allow that to seep through. So it's time for me to try this. In South India we eat with our hands, so something as native as this needs to be eaten with the hand. The way we eat with our hands, so we eat with all our fingers going down. You should make sure that this part of the hand is not occupied by the food, and we do this into the mouth. So go like that. Definitely a new twist on my sambar, but the kind that I really like. It has a really, really strong flavor of asafoetida. It doesn't have ghee, which they normally use, which is clarified butter from a cow, which I don't really want on my plate. But there is a sense of home. And the radish definitely speaks to the heart. I would love for you guys to try to really bring a flavor of the south of India into your hearts and into your taste buds. Until we meet again, this is Vaidya Priyanka.